Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is going to be an exciting night tonight. Welcome to Looking for Boaz. And if you know about the Bible, Boaz is a lot of women go around saying they're looking for their Boaz, right? And they don't understand that when Boaz found Ruth, his woman, Ruth was in the field working hard. And that's what attracted Boaz to Ruth. So a lot of women are like, where's my Boaz? But are you ready to be Ruth? Are you working hard or hardly working right now while you're looking for Boaz, or while you're waiting for Boaz to find you? Because Boaz found Ruth working, working hard in the field, like working hard, working hard. And for the brothers who call themselves Boaz, when you find Ruth, are you ready to provide for her? Because when Boaz found Ruth, he did everything for her once he found her. So that's tonight. We got a very interesting show tonight. We're gonna have a really, really good time. I'm here with my co-host. Lamar, introduce yourself to the people.
My name is Lamar Hall. I am 51 years old, originally from Louisville, Kentucky. I live in Houston, Texas. I am a account manager for New Balance footwear. So love the footwear industry.
We getting ready to get this on and popping. So our topic tonight is we're gonna have a really good conversation about dating. Is dating in a state of emergency? So we're going to talk about, is there, again, a lot of people say there's pee in the dating pool, right? Like, and I'm like, I talk to people all the time and I ask people, right? So I'll ask you this, Lamar. They say there's pee in the dating pool. Would you agree or disagree?
I would agree, absolutely. I think on both sides there's a lack of accountability, depending on where you, what I guess, what depth of the pool you're swimming in, depending on your
Ooh.
age group. Um, the rules change, and I think maybe in this day and age, for men in particular that have done a lot more work on themselves and put themselves in that upper echelon, they got a few more choices than they probably had a couple of years ago.
Let me
So,
ask you this question then. If there's pee in the dating pool and we're in the dating pool, so to speak,
all right.
on and off in the dating pool. Nobody needs to know our statuses right now, but we'll get into that later. So if there's pee in the dating pool, are you the pee in the dating pool?
I think we both are. I think everybody's
I
peeing.
ain't.
Yeah,
I ain't. I'm not the pee.
you're not particular. I mean, I'm going to make a lot of general statements. It does not apply to every man and every woman. So there's
No,
a
I'm saying speaking for yourself, right? I'm
oh
speaking for myself.
no. I'm not the P. No, I'm not. I'm not. No.
Okay, so you're not the P and I'm not the P, right? So we would say that we've done work on ourselves. We can be honest in communication with a person. Like if we're dating somebody and it's not going well, we can honestly say, this is not going right for me. So I'm going to walk away, right? I don't know if you're there or not because I
I,
consider the
I have.
P in
I
okay,
have.
I consider the P in the dating pool people who can't communicate,
Right. Got
people
it.
who are gaslighting folks, manipulative, lying about I'm dating more than one person when I'm monogamous when they're not. So if we're not the P in the dating pool, right, and we can survey the people who are watching, people alive, we can take their questions. So to all the people on here who are single or dating, whether you're dating, you've been in a relationship for a minute, or you've been in a relationship for 2 weeks, you're not in a relationship, whatever it may be. If you're a single person and you're in the dating pool, just simply answer yes or no. Are you the P in the dating pool? Because we need to find out who's the P in the dating pool. Because if me and you ain't the P in the dating pool, somebody's peeing in the pool.
It's the people that are not working on themselves. They're not being accountable. They're not living in reality. Like you said, being honest. It's like I know guys that still, lie, still do stuff. And I'm like, at what age do you stop doing it? But I think it's more of a every man grows up at a different level, and it's just like, like I said, I'm 51. If you had met 31-year-old Lamar, he might have been peeing in the pool. So it's just like, it's a maturity thing. You got to grow up. You got to have some experiences. And one day, I guess you just wake up and go, I'm just not going to be that way. So it starts with yourself. You got to look in the mirror. And when I meet women and I talk to them, it's almost like I've done the work on myself, and I can see if you've done the work on yourself. And if you haven't, it's a turnoff. And there's just certain questions that can be asked. But it starts with you. You got to start wanting better. You got to do better. And
What what's we behind backstage, right? And my intention for dating is to get married. right? I'm 54. So if y'all don't know, I'm Trey Kearney. I'm a certified life and relationship coach. I'm 54 years old and I'm single right now. So, but my intention in dating is to get married because I don't have time. I'm not 34. I'm not 44. I'm 54. So I don't have time to waste 10 years to try to find a husband or for a husband to decide to marry me in 10 years because I'm 64 then. So a lot of women don't want to be intentional or act like they're not intentional. So we were talking backstage and you said you shouldn't put that pressure on a man that your intention is for dating. I don't feel like that's pressure. And I would never say, hey, we're out on this date. My intention is to date you. But I will have a conversation if we were on a date to say, what do you think about marriage?
That's fair. I think that's fair. I mean, I've had some women that have had, they were straightforward. I'm getting married. I want to get married. Are you? And it just those conversations sometimes are too early. But I mean, I think you can wrap it. You can wrap it in a way to kind of see if their prior marriage was a bad one or how it is. So I think it's just a case by case thing. But I do meet a lot of women now that I'm kind of dating in my age range that they want to be married again. And I keep asking, like, why do you want to be married? Is it because it's just safe? Or, what are you looking for? What do you really want it to be? You're going back to do the same thing that you did before. Have you done the work on yourself to want to get right back into that again? In most cases, they're not. I mean, if you've been married 10 plus years, you get divorced and you only been divorced 2 or 3 years, you ain't did no work on yourself. So why do you want to jump back into a relationship and a marriage? It's like, have something.
Well, how long do you think? Let's just talk about this. If you just tuned in, you're tuned into Looking for Boaz. It is a relationship podcast where we have a male and a female perspective, and we're going to talk about all things love, peace, happiness, joy, and we're geared toward a Generation X crowd. So this is for a more mature crowd. You can find us on the New You Nation Network YouTube channel. We're live right over there right now. If you have a question, you can go over to the New You Nation Network YouTube channel, click on the thing and chat with us and we'll answer your questions. So I'm just like, people are saying dating is complicated, right? And people, most of the time, men are blaming, and we're talking about Generation X now, Lamar. Okay. Talking about older women. And I know you said that you dated younger and you're dating women you're in our age bracket now.
Right.
A lot of men want to blame older women. And we talked about this a little bit backstage too, that you said, older women are less adventurous, and I saw this podcast the other day, a little piece of a podcast. I turned it off because it was nonsense to me. I don't be listening to nonsense. And the men on there were saying that, older men are going with younger women because we have more options. If we make more money, we can do this and we can do that. And younger women are more flexible. Younger women are less dramatic. Younger women have better bodies. So he was more or less saying that women our age, we're not desirable like we used to be. And I'm like, yo, dude, I don't even women our age are really taking care of ourselves, number one. I mean, we killing these young girls. And young girls, I'm no harm, no foul. I'm sorry, but y'all out here smoking Black and Milds and drinking and doing all this other stuff and y'all looking horrible. Not all of y'all, but a lot of y'all. So what is the miss with women our age when it comes to you and your opinion with men your age?
I think the comment that man made is kind of crazy. So what it does is starts with the guy first. So if you are a guy that's going to the gym all the time and you've worked on your body and you look better than the age of man in your group, it's gonna force you to go down because you're looking at because I go to the gym 3-4 days a week now. I take care of myself. So when I'm on dating sites, a lot of people, you can be my trainer. I'm not here to motivate you. I need somebody who's going to be yoked with me. You need to already be in the gym and be like, if you don't, most women on dating sites, if you don't even have a workout picture that you on your dating profile, I'm not even talking to you. I mean, it's like,
what?
I'm not going to be with somebody and we look like the number 10. This is not. I mean, I have a healthy lifestyle. So the women my age, most, not all, here's a general statement, most, not all.
I'm
don't
older
take
than
care.
you, so be easy
I'm
now.
just saying they don't take care of themselves.
Oh,
And and my daughter's 25 years old, love her to death. And I'm like, yo, this is what you need to do. I said, listen, I can tell you exactly how to get a man. She don't want to listen, but I mean, she just thinks she has time. And I say, you got 5. She's 25. I said, by 30, reality is going to start hitting. I said, so it's just, both parties need to put health first. I just seen a guy I hadn't seen in almost 20 years from college. I barely recognized him. I just took a stab at it, and I was just like, I said, did you go to Prairie View? He immediately, because I didn't have a beard and I had hair and stuff. So he looked at me and said, Lamar. I like, man. But he's like, man, I just got divorced and now he's back in the gym. It should never be that way. Y'all should be going to the gym together.
Well, that's why he divorced. I mean, no, I shouldn't say that because I don't know. Maybe he was like that when his wife met him.
But you gotta, health is the key. And that's why health is the key. If you want a cheat code, get in the gym like your life depends on it. And guess what? You'll start attracting men just because. And now you got options because you've done the work. Everything leads back to doing the work. Start with health. Then you start working on yourself. Go to therapy. You know how attractive it is to talk to a woman and she's like, I've been to therapy.
Wow. Men care about, wait a minute, hold on. Men care about women going to therapy? Like
a man that's been to therapy? Yeah.
Oh, a man that's been to therapy. Okay. Wait a minute. Let's talk about this other thing with the women being a certain size now. And I'm not knocking you for, no, because I was talking about this on one of my podcasts early in the morning. And I said a woman had wrote in and said that her husband wasn't attracted to her anymore. She said she thought it was unconditional love. And I said to her, there's a big difference between unconditional love and unconditional attraction. Your husband has eyes. So it's not that your husband has stopped loving you. Physically, he's not attracted to you, and you have to do something about that, because let's talk about that when it comes to men. If you meet a woman, initially you're meeting her and you attracted to the physical. So if a man meets a woman because we don't want women who are, thick women to feel some kind of way, because some men like women. So if that thick woman gets in, then that man is no longer attracted to her. And if that skinny woman gets fat, the man is no longer attracted to her. Is that how it works?
Yeah, I mean, in a nutshell. But I would say this. Why is it when, let's say most women ask for divorce, they lead divorce, breakups for whatever reason. Why is it that they go to the gym immediately after the divorce thing? Why you haven't done that before?
Oh,
that's
a good question.
So it's like, I just like the things, before I went through my divorce, I'm like, the things that I'm asking you to do, the next man is going to require you to do.
Oh,
if you want a man of a certain caliber or value, whatever you want to call it, if you want that man, he has rules. That he has rules because he has options. He's done the work. Again, I'm going to go back to doing the work. Both parties can choose to do it. Whoever does it reaps the benefits. And I'm telling you.
Well, we have options too. Let's talk about this. There's a lot of talk going on with men dating younger women, right? Because, at a certain age, the younger woman has the better body, and a younger woman is less, a lot more easier to deal with. First of all, let me say this, and this is not against you, Lamar, but just we're having a general conversation about Gen X. Let me say this. We're not bitter, or we're not mean, and we're not rigid. We've just gotten to a point where we've already been through what the young girl's going to go through with you. Like, we already been through the cheating in our 20s and our 30s. So at our age now, it's not like we're not flexible. We're just not tolerating those things anymore. So it seems like, the young girl's more flexible, and she, she's not bitching and moaning and this and that. No, because she got 10 years to waste on you, right? And because she's 25, so if she wastes 10, she good on that. You understand what I'm saying? Like, she 25, she good. I wasted. I got this time to waste. At 54, we require accountability. We require respect. There's rules and regulations. A young girl, and when I say rules and regulations, I'm not like, Lamar, I'm your mother. I'm saying there's like rules and regulations, there's respect, there's boundaries, there's accountability. And older men that go with younger women know it's more flexible because I've already dealt with things and I already see you. And I'm like, dude, like really? Like that's what go. Just
Okay.
go.
So I don't think it happens as much as y'all think, because in my group of guys, they kind of shunned me when I dated young. And I dated 20, 23 years younger than me. And they all would looked at me, and I love these guys to death. They looked at me and was kind of like, damn, really? Like that's what you're doing? I'm like, but I had reasons because my job does not allow me to be a 51-year-old man. I can't have that mentality and be successful. You know, I have to know pop culture. I have to know songs. I have to know. That's why Instagram really helps me. So I'm naturally just attracted to someone I have interest in because that's my life. I don't get to turn it off. I live my job. And that's why I dated younger. But you get the good with the bad. And there's a lot of immaturity. And I dated 23 years younger, and you go, wouldn't do that anymore. And you go up a little bit more. Now I'm seeing someone that's 42, and you look back and go, I wouldn't even go back down that road no more.
Right.
It just, it's just a maturity thing. It's just, you got to have some experiences. I don't think it happens a lot because my friends would like looking at me like, I don't do that. And most of these guys are 45 and older, and they're just like,
because at the end of the day, just like, a woman my age, of course, our boobs get saggy because, the flexibility is gone. Things are happening at our age. We're going through, menopause and but I say this, like men be getting smart, like men be having smart mouths. So sometimes, Lamar, I'm from the hood. I'm a girl. I'm a girl from the hood. I'm from Essex County, North, East Orange. That's a hood out here in New Jersey. And I say this, like, just like our bodies are changing, like I've talked to older men and we've had some really deep conversations about, saggy nuts, like, men need nuts.
Your body's going to change. And that's why I love my guy friends. We have like this group chat, and every guy brings something different to it. We got one guy who's very spiritual and this and that. So we just talk about man stuff, and then we go to the gym, we motivate each other. We go to the gym, and then it's just a good foundation to bring up other things. Like we're talking about, like, hey man, y'all getting, is the years up? Y'all getting your wellness checkup, get your prostate, and they're like, man, I'm not doing that. I mean, like, come on, bro, really, like, you stop being ignorant. And when you can have friends and men to have those type of conversations, that's when you start getting different perspective as a man. And if you're 35 and under, and they got every right to do it. I didn't have that life. I was married, at that time period. So I didn't have that party moment and chasing women and all of that. I didn't have that.
Oh, how old were you when you got married the first time?
24.
I was 21 when I got married the first time.
Yeah. I mean, we dated. We met in college, dated 3 years, got married, and we was together for 22 years. And we just grew. I mean, I'm never ever going to project her as being anything bad. She was a great friend. She was a great friend. She supported me. It's just that when you go on this journey and you start growing as a person, and you're looking over your shoulder, and your mate isn't growing with you, they're becoming a resistance.
Right.
Then you got to make a hard decision. And it was like, okay, Lamar, do you sit here and this is where life is going to be, and you be content? Or do you believe that there's happiness and your peace and a better way of life? Not a better life, because I didn't have a bad life with her, but a better way of life. And I'm glad I did it,
because everybody should be happy. Yeah.
I love her. I wish her the best. She's the mother of my daughter. And and we support each other. We talk as friends now, but that took a lot of growth from us too. But you got to do the work on yourself. And any guy, any woman, like, would you date somebody 7-10 years older than you? What's your age cutoff?
My age cutoff is 57. I'm 54. I'm good. 57 is it for me.
So if he was 60 and he was the best 60-year, like he's in shape, and you wouldn't.
Okay, no, there's a little sliding scale. If you're 60 and because in my line of business as well, I used to be in the music business for a very long time. So I'm a younger 54.
Okay.
Like physically, mentally, like I stay up on everything too because I'm in the media. So if he was a 60-year-old that was taking care of himself, he was a 60-year-old that wasn't just, watch out there now. You know what I'm saying? With his pants up to here. I'm just saying, like, there, I see something. Don't laugh at me, Lamar. I'm serious. His pockets up here. Like
I tell the guys, I'm in the fashion industry, so I tell guys all the time. I say, what's a dead giveaway to your age? Your jeans.
Yeah, like them jeans. Like I can't do the dark jeans up to your chest and your wallet sticking out your pocket, but I would date a 60-year-old that was on my level because my thing is, I feel like we got to be able to relate generationally. Like I'm not dating a millennial. Because no, like
would you
30,
go down 5 years?
Yeah, I'd go down 5 years, just 5. I wouldn't go no lower than I'm probably 47, 48. Like I'm not doing youngins.
Well, I think youngins probably 45 and under for you. If he's been married, then he's going to be a little bit more established. I think probably 48, 49 for you. That's probably where you want to go.
Yeah. Like I just need.
He's probably been single a little while, this and that. So it's right.
Yeah, he needs to be single. Like
he needs, and I think we all hit that point where you get it and you go like, man, is this it? And I'll tell you this, I had like a stomach virus about 2 months ago, and just being stubborn, it turned into sweats and chills, and I was sweating so much I got dehydrated.
Oh,
and my daughter comes over and she was, kind of looking after me and stuff like that. I had to go to the ER, get a IV. So I did a check of the women that I was friends with and things like that. Who was
checking
there?
on you?
Yeah.
Who checked on you?
It really wasn't that good.
Oh no! What?
It really wasn't. I ended some friendships over that.
Wow. So is that a fear let's talk about the fears that we have as, older people. We're not old. So I don't want people like 54 mature. Ain't old as mature people. Is that a fear for you? Like, cause I'm single. I've been single for 3 years. And, when things happen, good things happen. You want to celebrate with somebody, you get some bad news. Like I lost my brother. I was single. My brother passed away in 2020 in a motorcycle accident. And I was single. And it was like, who do I call? So when these things happen, like you getting sick or anything, is that a fear of, oh my God, like nobody checked on me? Or
it did trigger something in me. I have gotten over the thing of being afraid to be alone. I spend a lot of time by myself in the house because I work from home. So I'll stay, 3 or 4 days in the house. But I think long term, the older you get, because it is on the top of my mind now. And what 2 years ago, probably not, but like I said, me getting sick, and I was just like, damn, like, and I love my daughter to death. She stepped up big time, and she was just like, Daddy, I got you. Don't worry. I got you.
Yeah.
Like, okay. So, I saw someone on Instagram that said, you can judge yourself on parenting is it if your children like being around you when they're adults.
Right. Yes.
And me and my daughter.
Let's talk about children and dating.
I've never, been married 25 years in a relationship, and I never dealt with a woman that had children. And right out of my relationship, I didn't. And then I met a woman that had 2 children, and her child had special needs as well. So it was very challenging, and all I asked of her was, knowing what I needed from a woman and knowing that she checked off some of those boxes, I thought it would be very selfish of me not to give her an opportunity to love her child, her children.
Right.
So, and my mother remarried, and my stepdad wasn't necessarily a father figure in me and my brother's life. And, we were just there, and we dealt with that. And I refused to do that. I always tell my brother, I got 2 cousins. I said, the biggest thing, and women need to recognize this more, is that the hardest thing for a man to do is to love another man's child.
Oh.
And I got 2 cousins and a brother that love them other men's child, like raised them.
Yes.
And that is probably the most admirable thing
That is commendable. Yes, for
and
sure.
it just, I don't know. Women just have to recognize when men are trying, and it don't make it about money. Don't make look at the effort. Be honest with each other, and if he starts putting forth the effort, because like you said, we will do right for the right woman, but men settle where you find peace.
Wow.
Be his peace. Learn how to be his peace.
Wait. We're not gonna pass that bad so quick. Hold up, like 8 seconds. Let me just process that real quick. What you just said, because you be saying stuff and then you want to move on. We're not letting you move on. You said men settle where they find peace.
Yeah.
Settle is like constellation prize. When I
no. You're taking
okay.
You're taking it literally. I'm talking about drop anchor. This is where I want I don't need to go out no more in the ocean and nothing like that. I hear drop anchor.
Okay.
I found peace.
I wanted to get that clear on settle, because I don't want women out here like, oh, he settled for me. You know what I'm saying?
Really cut me at the throat.
No, I'm just making it clear because
not settle, but you know what I'm saying. Just
they settle down. Where they find peace.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So why is it that there are men who there are women like Tracy Edmonds and Tracy Edmonds and Deion Sanders just broke up, and they were like engaged for like 4 years, and people were saying, he wasted her time. And I don't feel like he wasted her time. I feel like if a man asks me to marry him, like once he says, Trey, will you marry me? We're planning a wedding, because what are we waiting for? You asked me to marry you.
I don't know the situation, but I know that when you have two people and they're both in the spotlight,
right,
it's not going to work. Somebody's got to take a back seat, and I tell women all the time, 50-50, that doesn't exist.
Right.
The executive powers of the president and the vice president are totally different.
Right.
Right. So you have to treat your marriage like that. Who's the president and who's the vice president? You both have power, but there's limited power. And it's like, we can't stop playing these games. Like nothing's 50-50. Like it's like, let that man be a man. If he shows you he's going to be a man, let him be a man. Don't stand in the way. Because I mean, you say that's what you want, but if a man shows these characteristics, do you really?
I do.
Okay. I mean, it's like.
But I'm saying that what this is. This is a case of, we live in a world right now where, for me, I feel like this. I'm a traditional woman, right? I believe in traditional things. Really, I do. And I know that things have changed. And I'm not saying, Lamar, if we was married traditionally, I'm going to cook all of the food. If you like to cook, hey, go cook. I'm just saying, as a woman, I don't mind doing the traditional things. I don't mind cooking and cleaning and washing clothes. And I don't mind my husband being a traditional man. And I believe that a man should be able to. And this a lot of people got mad at me when I said this, but I really don't care. This is what I believe as a woman in my 50s. I believe that a 50-year-old man, 45 and over, should be able to maintain a household on his own. Not that the woman shouldn't kick in, because if you have the right woman and you taking care of the house and you can maintain everything, she gonna kick in anyway. You ain't gonna have to say, now you gotta kick in, honey, beauty, baby. She gonna kick in. But I believe that a man is supposed to be able to maintain.
Financially, is that what you're saying?
Okay. I just believe a man should be able to maintain the basic necessities of a home on his own. Like he should be able to handle it.
I just had this conversation. So let me rephrase it this way. We will never make any decisions for the household only on my money. Your money becomes investment, travel, savings.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that a man should be able to
essentially the same thing, but
yes,
just reword.
A man should be able, a lot of times men in this era right now, there's a lot of men that walk in the door looking for a handout, that put their hand out, you marry somebody, she move in, you looking for her to pay half the electric bill, half the mortgage, whatever. I'm just saying that I believe that a man should be able to maintain the basic necessities of a home. And I had a conversation with a friend of mine, and he said, the biggest mistake I ever made, and I'll never do this again. This is from a man, a good friend of mine. He said, the biggest mistake I ever made was depending on a woman to be able to pay half of the household. And when we broke up and she left, I couldn't maintain on my own.
Okay. I respect that. I do. like I said, you know, and that's a lot of pressure on a man, you know, and it just, you know, because the average man makes about $65,000 a year. So
Right.
that's a lot of pressure by standards. That's not going to have you living how you think you're going to be living.
Okay, check this out. And I said this too when I was having this debate with people online. I said this too. A man should be, I'm saying he should be able to maintain a household at the level of his income. Now, if a woman comes in and he can maintain a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom townhouse, and she comes and she wants to buy a home, she got to kick in. I'm saying, but a man should be able to stand on his own 2 feet.
That's fair. That's fair.
That's all I'm saying.
So, like, if I make $65,000 a year and I live in a 1-bedroom apartment, and you want a house, well, we got to have a discussion because some money's got to be joined together.
Right, right. But there's a lot of men out here that's hobos. Like, they looking for somebody. You know, you ain't looking for a wife. You looking for help.
There's equally freeloading women out there too. I hadn't talked to a woman in 4 years, and she cashed out me yesterday. Can you help me with some food and an Uber? Like,
what?
Well, I ain't talked to you in 4 years. Crazy.
You lying.
But I mean, you know, it's all payback for me dating too young. I get it. I set my role in it.
Right. I'm just saying, no, I'm not saying a man that women should be using mentally. I'm just saying that the mentality of men has totally shifted from the mentality of younger people. Because like my ex-husband, he paid for everything. Even when I made, he was like, and still to this day, he's like, I don't expect nothing from no woman. You know, that's suckers. Like, nah, it don't work like that. But he was raised, like I said, he was 9 years older than me. So he was raised in a household where he watched a certain model. Like his mother never worked.
I mean, me and my ex-wife, everything was joined together, but he wanted to live where the rich people live at. So we had to put money together.
Right. No, I get that. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah. So I mean that would have been astronomical for me to just, you know, do on my own. So it's just, you know.
Right. But long as you could maintain at the level of your salary.
We got divorced. No. Selling house. Like, man.
No, I'm not. I'm talking about long as you at the level of your salary, right? Say if you was a teacher in high school and you met a woman and you're like, this is my place. This is what I got.
Where she go?
House, yeah.
Once she go yuck, then we throw your money in the pot, huh?
Right. Once I say, oh, this is nice, but we moving over here. Then I got to pull out my, I got to go on, you know what I'm saying? But I just need to know that you can take care of yourself.
That's a level of honesty that most women and most men ain't going to receive it the right way. So, I mean, that's why those conversations don't happen. You know, it's just like.
But that's why they necessary at 54. I'm 54. I'm not. Yeah. You should have a 54-year-old man should be established.
True.
To a certain level. I'm not saying a millionaire. I'm just saying
we hope.
Yeah, no, he has to be. Like, it's not a hope for some of us. I'm not saying he has to be a millionaire living in Beverly Hills. I'm saying, bro, you not ready. You should, at 54, a man should be ready for retirement. That's just my take on it.
Yeah. But see, okay, so what I'm saying for you, that's going to be a little older guy because you're going to look great on his arm. He don't want to go too young where he looks foolish, and he can go younger and you're professional, you look good, you know, this and that. So he don't want to, if he's 59, 60, he don't want to date 59, 60. They look bad, you know.
He didn't mean that, ladies. Lamar.
We all gonna get old. That's what's gonna happen. I tell people all the
time. Somebody got to have the 59, 60-year-old woman.
Yeah, it's gonna be a 70-year-old man.
Oh no!
Everybody's gonna reach back.
I don't want no 70-year-old man. I'm sorry.
You're gonna tie down the 60-year-old man. You're gonna be the eye candy at 54. He's gonna be like, he gonna look what I got. He can brag.
No. I told you. No.
That's how it goes. That's literally how it goes.
No, you're not putting me with Watch Out There Now and all of that. Nah, you're not doing it, Lamar. I don't care what you say.
You can find him. He can be suave, debonair. He could be 60, and he can be like, it's going to take you a little time to find him, but you'll find him.
No, he got to find me. You know, I'm not
See,
chasing men.
that's a problem. See, y'all gotta let down these stereotypes, and you gotta.
It's not a stereotype.
My aunt is 61 years old, and I sat with her, and I was like, "Are you on date?" I said, "You dating?" And she was just like, "Mm-mm." I said, "Why?" I said, "You're on dating sites?" She's like, "Mm-mm." I said, "So how do you think somebody's gonna find you?" She believes that this man of her dreams is gonna walk up to her in the grocery store.
No, you got to get outside. You got to go
like,
outside.
it doesn't work like that. And I'm like, you're in a really small market. You live in Kentucky, and I'm like, I say, and at 61, you should be looking for companionship. And she just like, she don't want to date other than black men. That's all she want to date. And I'm like, I said,
I'm with Auntie. I'm only dating black men.
Listen, you should be open at this point.
No, I'm okay.
To a little diversity, to an experience, to go learn something you didn't know.
It's okay. I'm good. I want to date a black man.
A man of your dreams could be another race and treat you amazingly.
No, he ain't. No, he not. My man in my dreams is a black brother.
All I say is, don't limit yourself.
I'm not limiting myself. I believe there's a black man out there for me.
You're not limiting yourself, but you say you only date black men.
That's it. Yeah.
You gotta be taller than 6'2" and
no, I didn't say that. I didn't. Well, 6 feet, because I'm 5'11". Like I don't want the 5'4" man.
What if the man of your dreams is 5'9"? You're gonna miss out on a blessing.
5'9", yeah. I mean, I dated somebody that was, a little shorter than. It's hard. Like and again, I dated somebody that was shorter than me. I really did, but I'm not going. I'm not going too short though.
Don't go into it with any expectations.
See,
you know what I've learned to do? Close your eyes and make a decision.
Not when it comes. I'm sorry, no, Lamar.
And if you just so happen to open your eyes and you go, like, "Oh my God, I'm attracted to you. You look great." You already have this.
Lamar, close your eyes, and you go find somebody with your eyes closed.
I have done it.
Stop, Lamar. Stop.
I've done it.
Lamar. So you've dated a woman that you wasn't attracted to.
They have to be attractive. So
you telling me to date somebody that I'm not attracted to.
No, I'm not saying that, but I'm saying if you line up 10 of them, she's probably not the most attractive one.
No, because beauty's in the eye. Let's talk about beauty's in the eye.
But I just told you, I closed my eyes. She was one of my best friends, and we were cool, but it didn't work. But like who my relationship now, I made that. I went into it with my eyes closed. I just so happened to open them up, and she's attractive.
I don't listen. I believe that a relationship is really not going to work if a person is not attracted to the person. I truly believe that.
At our age, looks are fading daily.
Of course they are, but again.
So why not be with your best friend? Why not be with somebody that I can look at? We can laugh together. We got a lot in common. It's just, I want to be silly. You silly. It's like, I want somebody that's going to get me. It sounds cliche.
Oh yeah, I do too. But I still want to be attracted to him.
And you can't have everything.
Yes, you can.
No,
yes, Lamar. Yes, you can.
You don't get everything. Nobody gets everything.
Yes, you do. You can have.
I want a handful of hair, and I wanted to be 7 foot tall. It didn't happen.
You can have everything. I'm serious. And I'm saying, I'm not talking about I want, somebody wants Adonis. You know what I'm saying? Like he has to be his muscles and this and that. I'm saying that there has to be a level of attraction to the person that you're with in order for it to work. Seriously.
What about mental and chemistry?
I want mental and chemistry too. I want everything. I'm
not saying he's got to be ugly. I'm not saying you're going to the other end of the scale. I'm saying he's just not a ladies' man.
No, and we getting ready to move on to the next question. I want everybody to know that we get to have our preferences met in order for us to have healthy relationships where we want to see that person and not settle. A lot of people are telling women our age, right? And again, if you just tuned in, you're tuned into Looking for Boaz, an honest conversation with Gen Xers. A lot of people are telling Gen X women that Gen X men have more options because they can go for younger women and all of these. And they're telling Gen X women that we should just settle And no, we're not. It's not fair that we should have to just settle because, oh, you're older and you have kids and your body is doing this. And older men, your body's doing this, your body's doing that. Older men have erectile dysfunction. That's menopause for men. Things is going down with y'all too. Like older men, have man boobs. Older men, you got prostate issues and you wearing a nut bra and you got to squeeze the head of your, when you come out the bathroom to make sure your pants don't have a pee spot on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know these things because I talk to men, but we as older women, we're supposed to accept that. We're supposed to embrace
Who's
that.
telling secrets?
I'm telling you, my brothers from another mother, they tell me stuff. They said, just like y'all bodies is going through stuff, we got gray hair on our nuts too. Like they tell me stuff.
Your body changes, but I think there's a small percentage of men that have a bigger voice with this Gen X, and y'all generalizing less than 5% of men. I don't think a man that's overweight with man boobs and he's not that attractive, I don't think he's going younger. He don't have them options unless he has a bunch of money. And that is the common denominator on that. If the more money you get, the lower you can go. But at some point you start to realize they're only with you for the money. And then once but
isn't that the funny thing though? Let's talk about that for like because we only got a few more minutes, but let's talk about that. If a woman of my age says that a man, like I said, a man has to be responsible for the basic necessities of the house, the mortgage, the electric, the cable, the water, the basic necessities, not fur coats and red bottoms. That's on me if I want that stuff. Men our age will be like, look at her, she's a gold digger. You're gonna have to kick in and blah, blah, blah. But they'll date younger and be buying all kind of stuff for the young girl. She ain't kicking in. She don't take him out to dinner. She don't do nothing. He won't have no problem splurging on her. But when I say you need to be responsible for the basic necessities of the house, I'm a gold digger. But when he take his 55, 56, 59-year-old self and dates a woman that's 27, 35, and he's buying her stuff and doing stuff for her. And I'm like, you don't have a problem spending your money on her, but you didn't want to be responsible for the house.
If he's 58 and he's dating in the 20s, he got a lot of money. So
Did he? I'm sorry.
He has a lot of money. So yeah, those are the less than 1%ers. So I'll use myself. I'm 51 years old. Mm-hmm. I could go all the way down to 25 if I wanted to. The reason I make a decent living, but I have done that, and you learn to go like, this ain't what it is. So you start to look for stimulant in conversations, and that's what I'm saying is making decisions with your eyes closed. If that woman wants to, and women have to pay attention. So if you're talking to a man and he goes to the gym a lot, and you don't go to the gym a lot, do you want to get this man? You better get up and go to the gym. It has to start being part of your lifestyle. So that's what I'm saying. You got to pay attention and say, hey, this is what I want. It's not necessarily learn something. It's like what that guy's into, you got to be into. If you want him, you have to. Men are really simple. We really are. I think through this whole Kevin Samuels thing like that, I think the message was good. The delivery was wrong. And I think everybody focused on the delivery. But if you go back and you listen to some of those things he's saying with an open mind and don't worry about the emotion part of it, don't worry about the delivery, because I agree, some of the delivery was disrespectful. But he had to find his channel because he was trying to become a personality. So the women piece of it was his handle. In the beginning, he was doing it to men.
Right.
That didn't trigger anything. The moment he did it to women is when he became famous. Right. So you got to look at it. And that's what I'm saying is that I'm a big documentary conspiracy theorist type of thing like that. So I don't sit around and watch boob TV and stuff like that. So I need a woman that we can have intellectual conversations. Are you watching the news? Are we talking about things like that? Because you're going to lose me real quick. So you got to know what this man is into. And what he's into, you need to become an aficionado with it. You need to be like, he needs to be like looking at you like, look, you've been doing your homework. I had a friend of mine, I would tag her on conspiracy theory stuff, never talked about it. I'm like, I'm like, yeah, did you see what I tagged? I said, did you go to the page? I would go see if, no, would you follow what I'm come on, man. I'm trying to give you the blueprint and you, that's what I'm saying. You got to pay attention to men. And then once you figure out that they don't want to do that, then you go like, what am I doing? Now I'm wasting time. So what I've learned is to start having these truthful conversations in 48 to 72 hours. Because I'm not wasting nobody's time no more.
Right.
Let's lay it all out. I went out, the woman I'm dating now, we're going to have a truthful dinner.
Right.
We sat across each other in dinner and we said it all. And she looked at me like, cool.
But a lot of men are turned off by real, and I encourage people to have honest, wholehearted, real truth conversations. Like, I really need to know, like, if I'm going to date somebody, I really need to know, like, really, like, if you can't have a conversation of why your last relationship ended, if you can't tell me if you had some type of childhood trauma, if you can't tell me that you went to therapy, I need to have these conversations at this stage of my life so I don't waste a whole bunch of time when I find out I done fell in love with you after 9 months. Yeah, I mean, and then I find out that you got a charge for child molestation or something. I'm like, yo, I think that should have been disclosed.
You got to create a safe space for that man, though, and you got to you're going to lose some men. And just like I told some guys, you're going to lose some women, but you owe it to yourself to know what you want. And that's going to require you to sit down by yourself and go, what's number one, what's number two, and what's number three. And once them red flags pop up, no matter how they look or how they feel in bed or wherever point y'all at, you got to walk away. Your red flags are your red flags.
Yes.
So you can't. I've been guilty of it in the past. I make excuses for the red flags because I'm looking how pretty she is. And then 6 months, a year later, you're like, I wasted all that damn time. So it's just, it's a growth thing. You have to continuously grow, go through these situations, but you got to be honest. I give women a cheat code. Find out what you want, and then find out what he wants, and then study him. That's easy. We're easily impressed by, like, man, if he likes football and you do some research and you sitting around talking to him and you throw some history at him, he'd be looking. Find what he's passionate about and explore it. I'm giving you cheat codes. Men are like, man, shut the hell up. No, but it's like, it's that easy. Find out what his passion is and become an expert.
But there's a lot of people that say, and I just want our people to listen, who are listening to us as we talk about dating and going into the dating pool and dealing with people. There's a lot of people that say, don't tell the man what you want. Like, I've heard people say this, like, you shouldn't tell him what you want in a relationship, because then he's going to do all those things, and he's going to send his representative, or he's going to wear a mask. And I don't believe that. I believe that I need to tell you up front what it is that I need. And if it's a mask, it's going to fall off eventually. But I think that I need to tell you what I need.
So what do you, at this stage of the game, what do you got to lose with being honest?
Right.
Well, I mean, throw your cards on the table and be like, this is it. I mean, it's like, listen, the longer you've been single, the realer you're going to get.
Yes. What are deal breakers? What are deal breakers for you?
Gym, fitness, working on self, whether it's through therapy or, whatever, working on self, trying to be the best version of you.
Okay.
Just where you are. Are you purposely trying to grow with purpose, and just, living in your femininity.
Now that word is being thrown around a lot.
That
Femininity.
Is a big eye opener.
What does that mean, though? What does living in your femininity mean?
It's hard to really put in words. It's just a feeling, it's like you know, if y'all watching a movie and, you know, she's laying her head on your shoulder, you know, it just reminds you of what our grandparents, how they were when they dated and stuff like that. If you want to realize or you want to revisit and you don't know what that is, go back to that time period of the 50s and 60s and see how they dated then. That's when women were their most feminine.
Well, a lot of people are saying that women are not living in their femininity because men are not stepping up to the plate, and when it's not being done, women have to step up to in their masculine energy to step in and do what's not being required by the men. I don't buy. I mean, I don't buy into that, but I understand what some people are saying.
So we have to look at it like this, and it's nobody's fault. You know, there was a true reason that the black man was pulled out of the household during that time period. So if, you know, I don't know the stats on it, but let's just say it's, you know, a sizable number, then what these women had to do, they have to fend for themselves. So now that you're looking at a second or third generation of these women that have just had to fend for themselves, so they pass down this mentality. And it's not black women's fault, because there's no other race of women that take pride in being bosses. None. I challenge anybody. White women ain't on Instagram going, I'm a boss.
Uh-oh.
Asian women don't do that. Spanish women don't do that.
Uh-oh.
Why do black women do that? Because it's been handed down to you guys, and you guys had to fend for yourself. I totally understand. I was raised by a single woman. I get it. But at some point, you got to let it go. You got to revisit and go, what does this man want? And I'm not telling you to do it for every man. Every man don't deserve it. But if the man shows you and he's trying, why not? Why make that man's life hard? If he only
I think a lot of people are damaged. This is just my assessment of why people, I think people, and we talked about this a little bit before we came on too, that we have to start treating each person that comes into our life in this dating phase as an individual. We can't say, I'm going to treat Lamar this way based on the fact that the last 5 guys I was with or the last 2 guys I was with disappointed me.
Just last week. I mean, but that's being honest, and we're older, so we shouldn't be playing games at this age. You know, I feel sorry for anybody that's 10 years younger that has to play these games. But I just challenge you and say, come up with your list. Your list is your list. But you need to be going to therapy, work on your list, and be honest.
When we're working on a list, now if a woman came to you and said, I have a list,
it better be her list of what she's doing on her. It ain't got to be her list of what she requires of me.
Oh, that's okay. Let's be clear on that. So work on your list of self-improvement.
Your personal list. This is what I'm doing to be the better version of me. You know, so you'll give off what I need to get from you, but it's like, yeah, we working on you. So, and hopefully I can share with you that I have a list as well, and I'm doing work on me. So,
okay. Because
those are relationships. Those are friendships and relationships that I have, and those are the only. But again, I've been to therapy, you know, and that's why I'm gonna go all the way back. People go to therapy. People have to go to therapy. You have traumas in your childhood that you haven't dealt with. We all have them. And you just locked it up. You locked it up and you make excuses for it and this and that. And I hope that it triggers somebody, me saying this, is that I went to therapy. I didn't think I needed it. And, you know, I'm having breakdown sessions because, hey, listen, I need to be loved a certain way. You know, and I identified, and the therapist looks at me and she goes, everybody in your life takes from you. They don't pour into you. I'm like, and you start thinking about it, you go like, dang. And then you start identifying and you can start addressing these relationships. And that's how you start healing. And that's how you start walking away towards your peace and happiness. If you want peace and happiness, it's going to come with a lot of goodbyes from people that you never would have dreamed of.
If you tuned in, you're tuned into Looking for Boaz. I'm here with my co-host, Lamar Hall, and we are just talking about relationships, the state of relationships. Is dating in a state of emergency? And we just really went over some brief things this week. We'll have solid conversations coming in upcoming weeks about different topics. If there's something that you would like us to talk about, you can email info@TreyKearney.com, info@TreyKearney.com, or you can DM me. I don't know about Lamar. Lamar don't really be on in the social media streets. But
Nah,
just in case, you know, if you DM him, make sure you DM him about a
she's the
topic.
boss. You're the boss. You're the boss.
Yeah, so if you want to DM us, you could DM us about a topic. We'll talk about that topic. And this platform is really geared toward Generation X, an older, more mature crowd who has lived their life, and we just don't have time to waste. And we're sick of being sick and tired at the same time. So if we're all not the pee in the dating pool, then we should all be okay. Because when I asked that question, all of the viewers were saying they're not the pee in the dating pool. So if nobody's the pee in the dating pool, where's the pee in the dating pool? You know what I'm saying? Because if everybody on the live is saying I'm not the pee in the dating pool, and we're the people in the dating pool, somebody lying.
Wow, I say, have you ever been the pee in the dating pool? I have. I've been the pee
Oh,
in the
I
dating
have
pool.
too. Yes,
So I'm just saying.
absolutely.
So
I've
if
been the pee in the marriage.
all I say is like if people
I've
are
been the
doing
pee
what
in the
I'm
dating pool while I was married.
that's why I don't put my head under the water.
I'm just saying. I'm just being honest. And all of the people, all of the married people that are the pee in the dating pool, please get out of the dating pool. Go get a divorce or go work on your marriage.
We'll work on it.
Because this
Divorce is hard. Hey, listen, divorce is hard. It should
go work on yourself.
man, listen, I tell anybody, divorce should be the last thing. Because if you at some point you're gonna have to sit in the dark and you're gonna be like, did I, especially when kids are involved, did you give your all? And you
Right.
want to be able to look at yourself in the mirror. You want to be able to look at that, child and go, I did. I tried everything I possibly could. And that was just my case. And I would just, encourage anybody because I have a buddy and, he was just like, man, it ain't working. I said, man, what do you got to lose? Be honest at this point. Tell this woman what you need. Be vulnerable, and then you see, because then if that doesn't work, then go to therapy. If that don't work, try something else. Don't just be like divorce is the first. I said, man, because I'm telling you, it affects a lot of people.
Yes.
And that's the one thing that I do regret going through a divorce is that, I saw my ex-wife go have some pain, and I that was never what I wanted to do to her. That just wasn't. And it was more about me. And my daughter told me one time, and it really hit home. She's like, Dad, you're happy, and I told her, I said, I am happy. I said, but I want you to understand is that my happiness is not predicated on leaving your mother. I said, my happiness is I was allowed to become who I needed to be.
Wow. And everybody deserves to be happy. I believe that once dot your I's and cross all your T's, because I work with couples that have gone through infidelity. I work with men, women, and families who have experienced the devastation of infidelity. And some of the couples have stayed together, and some of them have decided to part ways to be happy, because I believe everybody deserves happiness. And I do believe that I love marriage. I believe in marriage, but I believe sometimes people got married for the wrong reasons because somebody was pregnant. People got married too young. I got married at 21. I ain't know how to be nobody's wife. I ain't know nothing. I ain't know nothing at 20. I ain't know nothing. I swear I didn't. And after I got in and had some kids, I was like, yo, what did I do? Like, I didn't even know who I was at 34. Like, I didn't even know because I had never lived.
So at that point, you should have been like, let me sit down with my husband and let me lay it all on the line. And if he loved you, he's going to allow you to grow because has to see the bigger picture. Now, if you, make things up or, it's a lot of things go into it. But at that point, my brother gave me the best advice. And I didn't take his advice at that time. He was like, be honest with her. Be honest with this woman. Because I cheated. I cheated in my marriage. And
I did too.
And I was just like, he was like, be honest, be honest. And I think now if I had been honest, we probably could have saved it. But
we definitely could have. Yeah,
I wasn't ready to live in that. And hindsight looking, I've been divorced 8 years now. And it's like damn, but and you got to move on, and it's.
But the fact is this: we couldn't be honest in our marriages because we didn't know how to communicate. Like for me, I just didn't have the life skills to be in a marriage. Now that I know what I know now, of course I would dot my I's, cross my T's, and do everything I needed to do to talk to my husband, make my marriage work. But back then I didn't know I never saw a healthy relationship. I don't know about you, but growing up in my home, I lived with my mother and my stepfather, and there was just, my stepfather was a police officer who beat my mother, and there was a lot of fighting, a lot of drinking, and I'm not blaming either one of them, but there was a lot of dysfunction. My mother and father got divorced because my mother cheated, had a baby with somebody. So that's what I knew, like that you survival of the fittest. You ain't happy, you go get you somebody else, move on, you cheat, you sneak. But now that I know better, you know, and it took me finding a coach, going to therapy to say, yo, why do you think this is normal? Like, why did you think that that was okay? It didn't have anything to do with the man that I cheated with. It had everything to do with me of why would you do that? But then when I sit and I look at the blueprint that I had and the foundation that I grew up in, those things were normal. Like that was normal. It wasn't no, oh, we sit down and we're going to have communication and you're going to tell him how you feel and you guys are going to work through this. It was, I'm sneaking and I'm cheating and I'm creeping. I damn near got capped because my beeper kept beeping. Well, that's how I got caught because my two-way went off when I went home. But anyway, that's a whole nother story. But life skills are important. And when I say life skills, there's a lot of people that our parents taught us life skills, cooking, cleaning up after yourself. But there's life skills, there's decision-making, problem solving, communication, resilience, creative thinking, critical thinking. And if you don't know these things, you're not going to survive in the world, period. You're never going to have healthy relationships, professionally or personally.
Amen.
Amen. So thank y'all for tuning in. Oh my goodness, it's 9:03. Thank y'all for tuning in. If you just tuned in, you're tuned into Looking for Boaz, and we are having candid conversations about relationships. I'm here with my co-host, Lamar Hall, and we are having an amazing time. And we thank you so much for tuning in. If you have any questions, comments, thoughts, reactions, please inbox us, DM us. You can also send an email straight to info@TreyKearney.com. You can catch us here every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the New You Nation Network YouTube channel, the New You Nation Network YouTube channel. So, Lamar, any final thoughts? Is dating in a state of emergency?
It is. Self-help therapy. That would be my key. Start with therapy.
Yes. And my final thought is if nobody is the P in the dating pool, then who's the P in the dating pool? So I want us all to think about that. Every person on here that is single, that is dating, and that's in the dating pool, I want us all to think about if we all raised our hand and said we're not the P in the dating pool, where's the P coming from in the dating pool? So we'll see y'all next week, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Looking for Boaz on the New You Nation Network YouTube channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. Good night, everybody.
Good night.